Today I have here Guillaume Champavere, and I know I may have said that incorrectly, but
It's fine.
so if you don't mind stating your name.
Guillaume Champavere.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing very well. So first of all, thank you for granting me this interview. I'm really looking forward to learning more about Emile Cohl and what you do here. So first, who is Emile Cohl, and how did his name come to the shores of the U.S. to start this new enterprise that you're doing?
Sure. So Emile Cohl is said to be the godfather of animation. 1908, he's releasing his first stick figure animation, basically a flip book on a tape. And so yeah, 1908. Many people will link animation with Walt Disney. Steamboat Willie, I think it's 1928. So 20 years before Emile Cohl was doing this in France. And a classic French story, we invent a great thing and the US will make an institution, an industry out of it. Emile Cohl died years later, broke completely anonymously. The École Emile Cohl, which is based in France originally and still is, having founded 35 years ago, and so they pay tribute to Emile Cohl by naming the school after him as an animation school.
So in France, is the animation, is it the traditional animation? Because it seems here that here in the U.S. you're using some of the best technologies and it's more kind of contemporary to the industry here in Los Angeles.
So
what's been a transition here?
Sure, we teach both of them. So I'm going to speak on behalf of the French campus, which is our HQ, and also the US initiative, which have in common that we do focus on animation, and today animation is mainly made with high-end technology and computers, but everything comes back to the fundamentals of drawing. So we do focus a lot on traditional drawing. We even teach traditional 2D animation with the light box and the peg bars, because it's important that students understand that what the software is doing was designed based on what happened before, and so we highly focus on traditional art, and of course the softwares as well, because once they'll be on the workshop, on the work site, the job site, the artists, our students will be working on computers, so they have to know both sides of how it's made.
Great. I was really taken back by how clear and how articulate your mission is and what you want to get done here with Emile Cohl. And I'm sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly. So one of the things I saw on your website, you talked about how you're promoting kind of this inclusivity and this equalized education. What does that mean?
So we believe that art education estates is broken when we talk about post-secondary education, broken in the way that most students end up with crazy debt on their back, starting in an industry where they won't make enough as much money as a doctor, as a lawyer. Sure. So they'll probably die with their debt. I mean, this is something that, from a French perspective, is hard to understand. So we thought that we had to change this access, at least to education. The other thing, on the other hand, is that we interviewed countless recruiters here in the States and asked them, so what do you need from people graduating from school? What are the major issues you're witnessing from students graduating from major art schools here in the States? And of course there are some exceptions. Don't get me wrong on this, of course, but roughly we were generally getting the same feedback from animation, video game, illustration, visual effects. Studios were saying, well, we have a quality problem and a diversity problem. The first quality is, say, many students will graduate from those big schools. They're not ready. We have to retrain them. They're aware of what's great 30 years ago because maybe their instructors left the industry a long time ago, but they're not aware of what's working right now. So we have to retrain them. And guess what? I'm a studio, I'm not a school, so it's not my job. So that's the first issue. The second issue is a diversity problem, mainly diversity in style. Like students graduating from those formatted schools, we're all doing the same thing, which is great because it's a great style, but many studios are here to make money, right? So to make money, they need to sell more product. To sell more product, they need to target a broader audience. To do this, they need new stories. They need new styles. And believe it or not, your style has to do with who you are, where you grew up, what your skin color is, your religion, your body size, everything that will make you unique as an artist. So when we hear this, is that you don't get any diversity. When I look through my window in Los Angeles, I see it's packed with diversity. What do you mean there's no diversity here? And I say, yes, but those people are not trained. So we need to close this gap. So this is why we say, well, there's an opportunity for equalized education for people coming from any walks of life to have an opportunity for training, because those studios are dying to listen to their voices. So this is how we close this gap. And the way we do it is that we have a very thorough, unique way of selecting our students. It's first of all, it's a no tuition school. So as of right now, what we call our Career Accelerator, which is online, 4 months, really vocational training, is no tuition. It's not free. It's a very bad word in the States. It will mean it's cheap. It's not cheap. I wish it was. I wouldn't need to raise all this money. It's just no tuition. Someone else is paying for the students. So we don't consider GPA, SAT, recommendation letters, your captain of your football team, good for you. We don't care. It's all about a selection, a combination of technical skills and soft skills. Are you wired to be able to thrive in this industry? Are you open-minded? Are you creative? And technically speaking, are you a diamond in the rough?
So how do you create an evaluation process for that?
Oh wow, it's everything is on our website. It's a 4-step selection process. So there's again a combination of cognitive abilities through personality test. There's a video interview where we'll measure your motivation if you can fit in this industry. Because our goal as a school, which we believe every school should have this as a mission as a post-secondary school, is to get you a job. We're not degree-oriented. We are career-oriented. Our mission is to get you a foot in the door to get a job. This is what we believe a school should be doing. And we have 100 placement rates in France. Every student graduating for a 5-year degree in France will find a job within 6 months after graduation. We're very proud of this. In the States, we already graduated a first cohort, 70% were placed. So this is our mission. Your question was about the selection process. Yes, a combination of soft skills and technical skills. So we'll ask them for a portfolio, anything they have. We need to see how different they are. This is what we're looking for, the new big IP, something different, because this is what the studios are looking for. And we don't consider any, again, GPA, SAT. You could be the worst at school, but be an amazing artist.
I really like that because, and this is what you and I have in common here, what I hear you saying is that you are really redefining what it means to be talented. Because so often, we equate talent with the elite and with a special group of people, and not really recognize that each individual has some form of talent that needs to be shared and conveyed and seen in a way that that makes them visible. So it sounds like that you're making an evaluation based on the individual and their potential, their capacity, and room for growth.
Exactly. As we say, talent is equally spread, opportunities are not. This is exactly what we do, because we believe that we have so many artists out there who are pouring coffee at Starbucks where they don't belong. They should be on the red carpet holding an award for what they did at whatever studios. This is where they belong, and we're here again to close this gap. This is why we really focus on this selection process, where money is not involved, it's free to apply. We just need to see which is this untapped talent. Literally, you belong to this industry. If this is something we want to do, you can make so much money, you can thrive, do something you love. Your parents might want you to be a dental assistant because that would be their dream. No, go there, because all those movies you're watching, all those games you're playing are designed right around the corner, right here, sure, in Los Angeles. So you belong to this industry. This is what we tell to those talents, really untapped talents.
So what are your programs?
So right now we have a career accelerator which is ran online. Due to COVID, we had different plans. We had to adapt, right? So it's ran online. We have 2 semesters a year. One is a spring semester from March to June, and a fall one from September to December. So it's running twice a year. We have two majors, like two programs. One is for storyboard artists that we will train online for 4 months, and the other one is for environment artists, background designer, whatever you call them, based on the industry. So we will train them for those very positions. This is what we do. What's specific of what we do is all our courses are live. We don't have any pre-recorded. We just don't really believe in online education already because of COVID. We have no choice, but pre-recorded it's even harder to actually learn.
So what does those environments look like if you're doing it live? Is it using the real life kind of props and everything and just kind of recording in that environment? How do you set that up?
No, so the environment program is actually teach students to design backgrounds for a video game or an animation or whatever. So we mainly use softwares.
Okay.
The students will learn the softwares. We do teach them, and back to actually the talent we're selecting, something that is important I want to insist on, and I lost my line of thoughts. So many information I want to share, but it's anyway. What we do train them is mainly in software. It's live with the instructors. All our instructors are coming from all over the planet. Like we have so many countries. We present 23 instructors. I think 2 are in the States. Also because we want to tell our students, whom are all from the United States, who mainly grew up with Marvel and Disney, to tell them, oh, there's so much more to the world than what you know. So we tell these instructors, come with your own culture. You come from Italy, you come from Turkey, from Hong Kong, whatever. Come with it. So students will understand. They will grow as an artist to have like different perspective.
What's been the response to that? I mean, just bringing kind of the globe to these students here.
You mean from the instructor's perspective?
Yes.
They love it.
Yeah.
They absolutely love it. They love the mission to be able to give back because many were wealthy enough to have education. Some of them are coming from a country it was free or very accessible. So they understand the position of those students, and also they're all from the industry. All our instructors are working professionals. We don't have any full-time instructors. All of them are actually working 95% of their time in the studio, running their own studio, working for the big company, and 5% helping our students. And they all know there's a talent shortage, which is, the weird position where there's all those talents who are looking, hopefully, to be thriving in this industry, and all those studios who are looking for new voices. All there is missing is a bridge to connect the two of them. That's why we're here.
So I'm sure there's a lot of people that would not know what the term atelier means. You mind explaining that and how it plays into your educational model?
Sure. So atelier, of course, we use it because it's a French word. And the classic atelier, which is actually happening here, because you asked me which programs we have. I'm focusing on the Career Accelerator. We also have a prep school program, which is in person, happening here, mainly for high school students of the community, so they can learn the fundamentals of art. And the atelier in the 19th century in France was literally like the master teaching the students, such as a master class with a nude model, and just teaching them, the fundamentals of anatomy. This is exactly what we reproduce here. So we're doing this atelier because there's the master who has the knowledge, who is sharing and transferring to the students. So this is why we chose this word.
That's great. So how long does the courses or the programs last, and what do they receive in terms of certification or degree?
So once again, if I talk about the Career Accelerator, it's 4 months long, part-time. So it's 8 to 12 Los Angeles time, Monday to Friday. So students will get exactly 332 hours of training, live training with instructors at no charge. Nothing. Everything is provided. We provide the licenses, hardware if they need, everything, just no charge.
So how are you able to do this? I mean, this feels awfully gracious and super mission driven, like there's kind of a higher purpose here.
Yeah.
How
So purpose and how,
Yes.
those are two questions. So the purpose, the reason why all this was led by the French school is brand awareness and legacy. Those are the main reason why this is happening. So brand awareness, Emile Cohl School is an amazing school. Like really, it's one of the major French-based animation, and we know French animation is already great. It's one of the best. And of course, the founders built this school 35 years ago, and they want everybody to know how fantastic their students are. And I wish soon enough a recruiter here in big studios will see someone applying as, oh, you went to Emile Cohl, all right, you're in. No need to test you. You're in. You're fantastic. This is, brand awareness and legacy, because once again, the founders built originally this school in France, in Lyon, to have as many people as possible to have access to this education. It's paid for in France, French standards, so it's crazily affordable to the U.S. standards, still paid for. But here the idea was to give access to more people to this amazing knowledge and program. How do we make it happen? Because as I said, there's no such thing as free education. We have to belly dance and look for money. And I was to consider us as a startup. Like, we are technology driven. It is scalable, but most importantly, we're still looking for our business model, which is the definition of a startup, right?
Absolutely.
And we tested a lot of things. We have this mission, like how can we disrupt a broken system? We have the product, it's working, we have a proof of concept, we graduated our students, there's a new cohort that is currently, as we speak, in class for an extra hour. So this is working. Now, how do we get funded? We tried a lot of things. Right now, we are actually, we're being funded by the industry, which is completely new in the creative economy. What we're doing is that when we hear to studios saying we lack talent, we're all fighting for the same talent. It's a small pool. We need more talent because we need to make money. They don't say it this way, but that's what it means, right? They're a for-profit company. This is their mission. You have to adapt as a nonprofit and say, okay, what do you need? How can I help you reach that goal so you can fund me? And the idea was to tell them, well, you have needs for talent, and you need them to be ready right away. And ideally, they have diverse voices. They come from an underserved community, it's good PR, and they're gonna bring something new that you need for your future IPs. So we tell them to actually outsource their training center by making tax-deductible donations to us, a nonprofit based in California, and we will tweak, we will design and shape the curriculum, customize the curriculum based on their needs. So every shows have a specific need, specific style. We teach 4 months storyboard. Well, the last month is going to be dedicated to a specific show, a specific sponsor. So once our students graduate, this sponsoring studio can hire whoever they want, the best or all of them. It's their choice. They have like first look as a sponsor. So this is how it is, and which is very great about this industry is that there's like a few leaders, they all have those needs. So this is where money is coming from.
So there appears to be an acknowledgement by the industry that that there's a talent pipeline that needs to be tapped into for a creative economy in this industry.
Absolutely. Yes, there is. And you were asking me also, talking about the industry, about what kind of certificate or degree we grant. We're not accredited, and we don't want to. With the BPPE, we are exempted, working on being approved, but we don't want to be accredited. So we do not deliver visas, of course. We don't deliver degrees, and we don't need to. The only reason why a degree is great is that your students can now be teaching in degree-granting schools, which our students can't if they don't have a degree elsewhere, and our students can have any FAFSA. Public loan. We're in no tuition school, so not a problem, and we can deliver visas to our students, which is not a big problem because the U.S. has a massive pool of talent already. Just Los Angeles County by itself is massive. This is not a problem. I'm not going to go down that road about exemption and approval and accreditation, but mainly no one cares, and I'm going to repeat this slowly. No one cares about degrees in our industry. Nobody. There's not a single recruiter in the creative economy who would say, no, we can't hire this person because they don't have a degree. Nobody. They'll be curious, oh, you went to this school, you didn't go to school, whatever. They'll give you a piece of paper, a pencil, they show me your degree. You have 2 minutes, draw my face. I'll see it. I'll see if you do have a degree or not. This is the only thing. No one cares. So there's been a brainwashing for years about big schools that I have lots of respect for, to tell them they need degree. No one cares about it. So yeah, this is it's hard to fight against, because we do get pushbacks from parents that, oh, you guys don't deliver degrees, my kid's not going to go to your school. We tell them, you find one recruiter who will consider the degree, we will close the school. Not going to happen.
Well, it's interesting because right now there is conversations in the United States about the very thing that you just mentioned, how they're trying to loosen the degree because there's so many things in which skills and a portfolio and experience from apprenticeships to whatever is actually more indicative of your abilities than just a degree. So it's great to hear that that you all kind of embrace that and understand that specifically in the industries that you work in. So I have another question regarding, you said something that was very interesting and that got me excited about how you see kind of traditional education. What do you think your model can contribute to the conversation around education and change?
Oh, wow. Well, we do see there's clearly there's untapped talent. There's a gap. There's all those students with crazy talent, and just don't have the skills, right? So, and there's no choice out there. There's the community college, which is fantastic. They do a great job with what they can. I'm being politically correct, right? It's recorded. No, the truth is, community college, I don't have the exact numbers, but they probably graduate, 20% of the artists every single year in Los Angeles County. They make less than 2% of the art workforce. So this is a big gap. So something is wrong. Something's not working. And so the affordable option for those who can afford those the big schools, $42,000 a year average for art schools. In 2017, 7 of the 10 most expensive schools in the U.S. were art schools, which is strange, to say the least, from my perspective. So there's no other option. So a new model has to pop up, and this is why we tap into those talents. And sorry for repeating myself, but we don't, when we select them, we don't consider skills. We consider talent, which is hard to measure. It's subtle, but it's possible. Proof is we play 70%. But because we can't teach skills. It's skills, just follow, do, but we can't teach talent. You have it or you don't have it within your body. You were born with it or not. And it has nothing to do with your sexual orientation, with anything. You have it or not. So we tap into these. And I think those untapped talents is too bad, because the industry is here waiting for them. And our model is not going to save the planet, of course not. But I wish in 10 years from now, you Wikipedia, and you will see like the Cohl model, because our model can be replicated with so many industry as long as there's a creative component. It could be photography, filmmaking, there could be a pastry, anything. When it comes to a doctor or mechanic engineer, you want to have different criteria, but when it comes to creativity, it's completely different. And I know our model could be replicated to so many different industries. So yeah.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because, we are now in a creative economy. Some call it the creative class and all these different names that pop up. How do you see art and the practice, the process, the capabilities that are learned as kind of a contributing factor to the economy, to industries, even beyond, let's say, um, um, the Hollywood and sector that you connect with. What's the role of art and creativity in this type of economy that we live in? And I'm not asking you to be an economist.
No, because I won't go down that road. Yeah, I have to switch hats and go back to school to be able to give you a right answer for this. I'm biased because I'm running a school, and once again, my mission is to break cycle of poverty and to get a job to my students. That's my mission. I make them the promise on the first day of school. We will do as a team our best to get you a foot in the door. That's what we can't promise a job, but we're doing our best, and this is our mission. You'll get a certificate of accomplishment. Doesn't worth anything. You don't care about this. You want the job, so that's what we'll be doing. And to answer your question, the way we contribute is that there's so much technology out there that's replacing humans for the good, for the bad. I'm not going to go down this debate. There's one thing, as per now, technology can't replace is creativity. And we know by teaching, encouraging students to develop their creativity through art, us, anyone else, it's something that would be highly needed. Creativity can be found in any industry. I have a good friend of mine who is running a no tuition coding school. It says coding is an art. So we are tapping into untapped talent because they have a way to think. It could be the next coding language or something fantastic. So we need to tap into all these, again, untapped talents who are not framed, who are coming from the same social background, who will go to the same places. We got these already in the studios or the companies. We need to branch out. I'm not sure it answers your question, but yeah, creativity is something, again, that as for now cannot be replaced. So it's much needed.
Right. So my last question to you, want to learn a little bit more about you. So how did you get into this business? What's your background, and how did you take on the task of bringing this mission to the U.S.?
I'm an entrepreneur. I like to build stuff. I like to run them, and most of it I like to disrupt. It's a way, overused word, but it describes exactly what I like to do. And I personally have a big problem with injustice. And being in Los Angeles, it's packed. You see that all the time. Say, how can I be part of the solution? And I have 2 young kids, 5 and 7, and I'm like, someday they're going to be in college. And I see the mismatch between what it costs, what they get out of it. I'm like, if I want to complain about it, I should be an actor and try to find, build a system, something different, an alternative. You can't complain about whoever's the president if you didn't go vote, right? So if you want to complain, you have to be legitimately, you tried something. So that's why I started. I'm a product of the art market. I founded my first company right after school, 2007. I sold in 2014, had a few jobs, moved here in the States, still in the art industry, art market, and met the founders of Emile Cohl, and I just fell in love with the super. We're disruptive by being traditional, which is weird, but this is why we're so successful, and I love the mentality. Family-owned business, strong values. I really loved it, and say we want to open a branch in Los Angeles where the magic is happening. So that's how I started. So I started, doing some benchmark, and I realized, guys, we have no chance. We're French. We're cheap. We don't have 5 million just for social media presence. Just for the launching. We have no chance unless we do something differently. In the 70s, we used to say in France, we don't have oil, but we have ideas. So let's find a way. The way is that we're going to do a no tuition school, and this is going to bring traction. Oh my God, it does. It does. So this is how it all started, and we try to learn many things, and that's where we're at right now.
So I know you're in the early stages, have a lot of work to do here in Los Angeles. But as an entrepreneur, is the intention, and this is kind of looking out into the horizons, do you have a desire to scale?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. We have an amazing product. We have our car is beautiful. The engine is wonderful. We're just missing fuel. It's just like any business, we need the cash. So we're ready to change lives. We're looking forward. We have this building, 13,000 square feet, downtown Los Angeles, an amazing community right here in the middle of where it's happening. So we need now to have. We're working on having an in-person training, which would be literally like straight competition, and I'm not afraid to say it, of 4-year degree granting colleges. I know for sure, it might sound really pretentious, I'm French, I have a reputation, right? very, very arrogant to say that I know in 2 years we can train students. I'm taking my words. We can be straight competition to degree granting colleges, like the big ones out there. I'm not going to name them. They're all very known. I know we can for a portion of the price. A portion. Maybe some students will be asked to pay because they can afford. We'll still granting, delivering scholarships because that's our mission statement. But I know for a portion of what a degree granting college is charging, we could do it. This is not the hard part. No.
Well, thank you.